Yeah, I'm pleased with Austin. Relationship that goes back a ways. I recruited him when he was a high school student athlete out of North Carolina. Coached his brother his freshman year at Kentucky. Um, Excited about having him in our program. Joined it in January. He's been humble with his approach. Uh, really blended in with his teammates. Has grown relationships. He's been hungry. Um, he brings college football experience, not necessarily playing experience, but football experience in a winning culture and teams that have advanced and won conference championships. I think that's a huge benefit. Excited to see how his progress has been over the last 3 months. I haven't seen him throw since the spring game. Um, he's probably more healthy now than he has been. And so it's an exciting time for him. I know he's got a chip on his shoulder and looking forward to the opportunity to prove that he's an elite level quarterback in this league.
You mentioned about him blending in and getting to learn his teammates, things like that. Is that always a guaranteed 100% success? I mean, have you seen times when it hasn't worked?
Sure. I mean, I think it's a difficult thing to do. I can tell you as a guy that transferred when I was in college to a new setting, it takes effort. You got to be intentional about building relationships. It takes humility because you've really got to. You can't come in with an ego that doesn't sit well with guys that are already on the team that have already paid prices. So I think he's done a really good job, and that's something that you have to be intentional about and you have to work at.
How about on the field? What's really stood out about his play, just even in the
Yeah, he's a student of the game. He's eager, understands really the system that we're running. He's been in it now for several years in a row. He's accurate with the football, and he's got an extremely quick release.
You've, I think, made an effort to.
The Expos, man.
Well,
hey, I like it. Hey, I saw you out there in just a minute ago, and I saw you wearing the Expos. I didn't know if you were here making a push to get those games, the Rays games up there or not.
No, I'm thinking like you, like thinking a step ahead. There's 400 of us here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Anyway, TJ.
Yeah.
It seems like you guys have made an effort to make him sort of a spokesman, at least for your offense. Just what sticks out about him? Why is that?
I love his energy. I really do. You've spent a bunch of time around him. You spend a bunch of time around him. I think that he just had a child yesterday, and it's been such a maturation process for him over the last 6-7 months. His maturation is kind of timed up with us getting here and starting this job. Fun guy, always smiling. We talk about creating an environment, and our first two kind of pillars of our environment are fun and positive energy, and what better representative than TJ Simmons for those?
When you came in, was it sort of a plan like we need to find a guy, or did he present himself?
No, he presented himself, and I knew about him too. In all fairness, being in Alabama, and he went to Clay Chalkville High School. They won a state championship there. Played for Jerry Hood there, coach I really respect, and so I knew about him coming in. And then we've talked about it before. We sit down and met with every one of our student athletes. That first week that I was there, and just his personality really stood out. And then I thought that he did a good job because we lost so much production and so much leadership off that team from a year ago. Is just watching winter workouts early on. He was a guy that I could tell had the personality and really was intentional about leading.
Neal, pardon me for asking a question I know you've already answered, but could you quickly recap how you did your quarterback situation?
Yeah, so it's wide open. We went through spring practice and basically split the reps between three guys: Jack Allison, Austin Kendall, Trey Lowe. Carried that competition through the summer. We're going to get into fall camp. And the way I look at it, and I probably said this back in the days when we were together, Don, at Tech, is I really think that these quarterback competitions it's not necessarily the coach that's choosing, it's the guy that separates himself. So I really feel like we're in a position where one of the three quarterbacks will really separate himself from the competition after a scrimmage, maybe two, into fall camp.
What does each of those three guys do?
Yeah, so start with Jack. Jack Allison, who played in the bowl game last year. Jack is a tall guy that can make every throw. He's got really good arm talent. He's strong. He's been at West Virginia. He's had some game experience. I think that he started the bowl game. It didn't go how he wanted to. I don't think that's necessarily a fair judgment of him just because of he didn't really know he was going to play for a long time. Didn't have the maturation process going through this year, but things didn't go exactly how he wanted to. So I think that allows you to grow, and I think that has allowed him to prepare better and be ready to be a starting quarterback. Austin Kendall is extremely smart, sees the game very well, great leadership skills, has a quick release, he's accurate, has some gamemanship about him. And then Trey Lowe is the best athlete of the three, gives the ability to run, throws the deep ball extremely well, and was productive in some scrimmages back in the spring.
Is the push still on for Jarrett to be eligible this year, or what's that process?
Yeah, so we're in the process of applying for the waiver. I think it's too early to tell.
You kind of touched on it at the press conference, but Danville being about 350 miles from Morgantown, how similar are the two? How similar is Morgantown culturally to where you grew up?
Yeah, well, Morgantown's obviously a lot bigger than my hometown of Danville, but the cultures of the state are very, very similar. Appalachian background, no professional sports in either state. Both the people in West Virginia and in Kentucky are very prideful, very humble, hardworking, blue-collar approach. So I think that relatability has been beneficial during the first 6-7 months here.
When you were growing up, who was your favorite college team?
I grew up in Bardstown, so I went to Danville. My dad was a principal. He took the Boyle County High School principal job during my 8th grade year. So I grew up until I was 13, 14, living in Bardstown. And Bardstown's actually closer to Louisville. I probably grew up, I guess, a Kentucky fan, probably more so. But I actually probably went to more University of Louisville events just because Bardstown's only about 40 minutes from Louisville. So that was how'd I get to that point, Don? I'm trying to remember. But anyway, so I probably grew up a University of Kentucky fan, though.